Hi guys, and welcome to my Larodar boss guide for Mythic. So what I'll do is I'll go through the new mechanics that are here on Mythic, and then I'll go through positioning at the start of each phase and what's important about each phase. Just to let you know, we pop here in P2, and we also run 4 healers here, so the rest DPS 2 tanks as standard. So you can see the new ability highlighted here. It's called Igniting Growth, and basically it spawns fire patches from your feet. So you all need to get around the edge of the room and stutter step around or near other fire, and then it doesn't grow as big a circle, it grows smaller circles when you're near fire. You can see when I come back here that all of this area is now fire, and then we move away from this area to the middle of the room. What you don't want to do, which we did, is we dragged the boss over the trees with the brambles, so sometimes we took a little bit longer to get them up to full health because we hit them with the brambles. So you want to stutter step around the room and then move the boss away from where the trees are, essentially. So the next ability is an old ability that has a stacking effect now. So you can see here, when you take an orb, you get the crit for a little while, but afterwards what happens is you get a debuff that basically is a stacking 250% increased damage from it. So the maximum you can really take is 2, and then after that it becomes like you need a big cooldown. You can see the mark here and what it looks like. Basically the way we deal with it is we tell everyone to just get 2 stacks and 2 stacks only, and then if they are going to go for a third, use a big cooldown. I know there's a weak aura where you can like set up who's going to get it, but I don't think it's worth it. I think you just YOLO it and it's much easier. So the next mechanic is another twist on the old one. Basically it requires 3 people to do the hosing now. So you can see here our hunter stands on top of the mage who clicked on it, and they get the circle straight away, and then the bear stands on top, and essentially you can see them moving around the room together. You have a big circle, as you can see, where you can stand with your team, and the bear is just moving around clearing the room. He cleared the brambles straight away, as you know from Heroic what you're meant to do, and they just move together as a unit, clearing as much of the room as they possibly can. And then those 3 cannot do it again, and you need another set of 3 for the second time round. Okay, so we move into P2 for the next set of new abilities. It's a fall off damage, much like the charge, but it's on players. You can see here it's applied to 2 players. They get a bit of a glow around them. Then essentially the further they are away from the raid, the less damage they do. So everybody should hug into boss, and they should be the furthest possible point back. So you see here they explode. You can see just how much damage it does to the raid. And essentially, if you've got very limited space, those 2 should just run out and kill themselves, because you don't want to wipe this when you're really close to a kill. So if there's enough space, just get them right at the back and everybody stacked onto the boss. But if there's not enough space, those people can just run out and die as far away as they can. So the twist on the tank mechanic now is that every time you absorb health from somebody else, you can see I've got the debuff here, essentially I'm now putting a stacking dot on them. So whenever I'm low, I'll dip in and get healed off of them. Okay, but what I shouldn't do, and what no tank should do, is doing what I'm doing here when I'm at full health, just standing on them. Okay, yes, they can move out, but essentially I'm at full health. I should be moving out and just moving in when I need healed, because otherwise I'm just putting more strain on our healers and causing their job to be even harder and causing my DPS to take a lot more damage when there's no need in this phase for that to happen. I effectively could have been the reason for a wipe here because I got people stacked so high. So just don't do it tanks, just move in when you need to. So effectively after every single intermission, when you've stood in the tree and healed up, you should all move to the side and stack up. The reason you want to do this is because you can see here we have trees spawning, and they spawn in 3 separate locations. We want to get them stacked up and killed as quick as possible, and also the debuff where you leave fire on the ground comes in not as quick on the second rotation, but on the third rotation it comes in really quick. So effectively you want to get stacked, get the trees stacked, get the trees healed, get the trees gripped into a good spot so you can heal them quicker, and then be at the side ready for the igniting growth to come in, so you can just stutter step around the side. And it's really important to not have people just stood in Narnia or wherever they want, because you'll just lose room, or the trees will spawn in horrible places, interrupts will be missed, all of that kind of stuff. So I'll show you this one and I'll show you another one. You see on this one igniting growth came in a little bit later, but on the next one you can see we're all in the zone, and we're just waiting for it to finish, and then we get right to the edge very, very quickly. And you can see the timer on igniting growth is only like 7 seconds away now, and the trees are coming in at the same time. So we all nicely stacked, so the trees aren't going to be an issue. Nuke them down, and then while we're killing the trees, we have to stutter step around the side of the room, making sure that our priority is on killing the trees, not letting them cast, and staying towards the edge. The people that are going to do the tree in the middle can go into the middle if they want to, but there's no rush. You go on there when it's like 15%. A couple of things about this phase in particular, after you've had 2 stand in the tree phases, is that this is the one that you need to be more urgent about. You need to get those trees killed quickly, you need to get those trees healed quickly, and then your third team needs to free the brambles. No one needs to DPS the brambles, okay? And you just need to clear as much space as you can, so going into the next phase, you're good. One thing that's slightly annoying about it is that we had to hold DPS at about 39-40%. You basically wait for the second charge to happen, okay, and then get him back into a good spot and then push him. If you don't wait for the second charge to happen and you don't hold DPS, you can transition at a really, really horrible time. You can try and pop hero on pull and skip that phase, but essentially I would recommend just holding DPS until the second charge has happened, then pushing him, having a lot of space, and it's free. Okay, so my TLDR about this boss is always focus on the ads, not the boss. Damage is not an issue. You move to the edges after every single tree phase, and you make sure that you are killing the ads, you're not letting them cast anything, and you're moving them off the fire ASAP. Just YOLO the little balls and make sure that you don't go over 2 stacks, and make sure that everybody is aware they should be trying to get to 2 stacks, not just leaving it for melee to do or something along those lines. Tanks, don't grief the raid in P2, just to keep yourself alive with shields and stuff like that, and just dip in when you need to. Okay, it will kill your raid in P2 if you just perma stack on them. Other than that, there's no DPS check. As long as you make sure everybody's aligned on the mechanics that you're doing, this boss is pretty free. So enjoy the kill. Let me know if you had any struggles or if you've got any questions, and yeah, enjoy it. As always, a special thanks to those that help out. I really appreciate it. Leave a like and let me know you enjoy it, and I'll keep making them. Thank you very much.